Hey everybody, I wanted to go over the concept of a marginal tax rate in advance of the exercise that we're going to do tomorrow in class. And the reason is, I know it's causing a little bit of confusion for some of you. It's a new concept, and it's really important that you understand it just as we get started in the course, because it informs so much about what we're going to be doing and learning about in the course. So the first thing to remember is that we're in a progressive tax rate system, okay? That's kind of point number one. And remember, a progressive tax rate system is where when the taxable income goes up, the rate goes up, okay? So what I've got here is taxable income for Chuck. He's the sample taxpayer. Remember, we always look at tax through the prism of the facts that are given to us. So Chuck is a taxpayer, and he has $75,000 of income. That's what we will call our base case. That's what the facts give us in problem number 2 from the homework, okay? Now, we're going to be looking at case A and case B. We can also call it scenario A and scenario B, where Chuck makes more than $40,000 of income, so he earns an additional $40,000, or he has $40,000 of deductions. So alternatives A and B are sort of asking us to consider alternative scenarios for Chuck's taxable income. And that's what we'll do tomorrow in class. But what I wanted to do was really focus here on the $75,000, okay, the base case, what the initial facts. So Chuck is subject, and we've learned a little bit of this, he's subject to 3 different rates, okay, as his income gets up to $75,000. That's because he makes enough to move into this third bracket. Now, what I've done is I've laid his income out in kind of a number line format, because hopefully this just kind of helps sort of show that as you go forward in terms of your income, the amount of income that you make, you're subject to larger and larger rates. It also is meant to show that he makes $75,000 of income, okay, and we can see that here. But not all $75,000 has been taxed at 22%. A slice of it has been taxed at 12%, and a slice of it has been taxed at 10%. So here's what the marginal rate is. The marginal rate is when the next dollar of income, if he were to make $75,001, okay? So let's imagine that he's here, okay? And he makes $75,001. The next dollar of income after the base case, what would the rate be on that $1? And the answer is it would be 22%. So that's Chuck's marginal rate at $75,000, okay? That's the idea of a marginal rate. The next dollar of income, what's your rate going to be? Now, scenarios A and B ask us to consider the marginal rate on either $40,000 of additional income or $40,000 of deductions. That's going to be a different formula. That's going to be not looking at just the next dollar, but it's actually going to be the change in tax, okay, over the change in taxable income. And I'm going to abbreviate taxable income as TI. So it's a little bit more complicated. Scenarios A and B looking at the marginal rate on the $40,000 of deductions or $40,000 of additional income. That's what we'll walk through tomorrow. As it gets more complicated and we do more computational and quantitative analysis, it's why we want to move it to something like Excel, because we can leverage Excel's computing power and the layout, okay? It makes for a nice presentation. So the idea that a taxpayer can go into a higher rate or maybe into a lower rate is really at the core of this course. It's part of what we understand. It's part of why we're learning, about this progressive system early on, because it informs everything else that's going to come in the course with respect to different types of income and also different types of deductions and also credits. And there's a lot more to learn. Look forward to class tomorrow, and we'll take the subject further. Thank you.